Hey football fans, welcome to Seize the Day. I am Isaac Wheeler and I'm obviously a Bengals fan. And this channel is going to be all about NFL, bringing the NFL news to you as fast as we can, and mostly about the Bengals because I am a huge Bengals fan. So today we're going to be discussing what games are going on today, and what the Bengals need to do throughout the rest of the season to make the playoffs. So thankfully for the Bengals, on Thursday night, Thanksgiving Day, the Packers were able to beat the Dolphins, which really helps the Bengals because now their record is going to be 5-7. So if we win today, we'll have the same record as them. So that boosts our chance of making it to the playoffs by a pretty good amount. Unfortunately, the Chiefs did win. Unfortunately, that is a sad day for the whole NFL. And then as for Thanksgiving, if you missed it, Cowboys beat the Giants, and the Lions barely beat the Bears. The Bears looked like they might come back there towards the end, but luckily their coach got fired because he doesn't know what this means. Anyhow, the first game today is going to be the Texans and Jaguars at 1 o'clock. I feel like the Texans should beat the Jaguars considering the Jags are 2-9, and CJ Stroud is currently 6 in the league for passing yardage. So I think with that game, the Texans should just pretty much blow them out of the water. As for the Colts and Patriots, this one might actually be good. I'm not sure how that's going to go. I'm going to take the Colts, Chargers, and Falcons again. I feel like the Chargers should pretty easily win that. Seahawks and Jets, I'm going to go ahead and say the Seahawks are going to win that. Titans and Commanders, give me the Commanders all day. Cardinals and Vikings also at 1. So these games are all at 1. Give me the Vikings. Rams and Saints at 4 today. I'm going to take let's go with that might be a good game, not going to lie. Because the Saints kind of need it. But I'm going to go with the Rams overall. I feel like they're going to have the power, pretty much. As for another 4 o'clock game, Buccaneers and Panthers, go ahead and take the Buccaneers for that. 4:25. I'm not sure why this was not a night game, Sunday night primetime game. This needed to be a primetime game. Especially at the beginning of the season when they create this schedule. I don't know how they saw this matchup and was like, we're going to make this a 4 o'clock game. I mean, now, yeah, it might be a 4 o'clock game, but the Ravens and the Eagles, I'm going to go ahead and take the Ravens. But then tonight for Sunday Night Football, we got 49ers and the Bills in Buffalo. I'm going to go ahead and take the Buffalo Bills because they did just beat the Chiefs a couple weeks ago. So that should be a good game tonight. But it's going to be funny because if Brock Purdy isn't playing tonight, if they say number 17 Allen just passed to number 1 Samuel, you're not going to know who scored or who got it or what happened. Then tomorrow night, Browns and Broncos. Don't know why this is a primetime game. Not going to lie. Give me the Broncos. And I'm going to backtrack to the 1 o'clock today, though we have the Steelers in Cincinnati. So that's going to be a good game, I feel. I know the records. Steelers are 8-3, Bengals are 4-7, unfortunately. But Joe Burrow is 3rd in the league for passing yards. And Jamar Chase, man, if he can keep playing like he's been playing, he's on his way to the Triple Crown. T. Higgins is going to be playing today, so that's always nice to get that height in there especially. So that should be a pretty good game. I do feel like we have what it takes to pull it off, especially knowing the team knows what they need to do. I mean, we got to win out. I mean, that's plain and simple. We have to win out to make it to the playoffs. Unfortunately, I do have some inactives today. Trenton Irwin's going to be out. Mike Hilton, he is low-key a good player. I know. I feel like he's underrated at times, being that slot corner, he is really good. Cedric Johnson's going to be out. Our tight end, Tanner McLaughlin. I honestly don't know how to say his name. And Tanner Hudson are both going to be out. And then Sheldon Rankins is going to be out. And I do believe that Charlie Jones might be out. I'm not sure about that. but that's going to be a hit considering Charlie Jones and Trent Irwin have been our returners throughout this season. Hopefully, Charlie Jones, he's questionable, so hopefully he can get in because, man, he's a good returner. I will say that. And I also believe that Logan Wilson is questionable, if not out. So that's going to be tough because Logan Wilson, I think, is leading the team. He is leading the team in tackles, solo tackles. But man, the matchup's it's just gonna be an all-around good matchup. So thankfully, like I said, the Dolphins lost on Thanksgiving, so that's gonna boost the Bengals' chances getting into the playoffs a little bit. But we do have to win out the rest of the season. I mean, unfortunately, that's the hole we dug ourselves into. I do trust that we can dig ourselves out. This has happened before. Not the greatest record during the bye week, come out, win the rest of the games. So I know this was like a really late bye week, which is nice because it gives the players like that mental break that they need late in the season to pull themselves together to get through the rest of the season and win out, which is necessary at this point. As for our defense today, with Mike Hilton being out, that's going to be a hit. Because like I said, I do believe he is a low-key great slot corner. I don't care what anybody says about him. I feel like he is just a really underrated player. But overall, I feel like the matchup for our defense to watch is going to be, of course, Trey Hendrickson and Dan Moore Jr., the Steelers left tackle. So I feel like this is going to be a good matchup because Trey Hendrickson needs to be penetrating today, especially with Logan Wilson being questionable. So I feel like Dan Moore is going to know that and be pushing himself even harder. So I feel like that should just be an overall really good matchup. Hopefully, Trey Hendrickson can get in there and wreak havoc on Russell Wilson today. Another matchup to watch today is going to be Jamar and whoever they decide to guard him. Like I said, Jamar Chase is on his way to the Triple Crown. If he can just keep up putting up good numbers, so fingers crossed for that. So I feel like that's going to be a good matchup. Always trying to get Jamar the ball, trying to get him the ball in space really, so he can go make big plays. I mean, we've seen it all season long, him just going out and making big plays. T. Higgins, of course, being with the height he is. So I feel like I know we have the weapons on offense to score, and I know that Steelers defense, no matter what you say about them, their defense is tough. Patrick Queen at linebacker, Watt. So, I mean, it's a good defense, but I feel like we have the tools and the power to find the gaps in their defense, especially if our O-line can really get their blocks in today against Watt, especially because he will penetrate and make some trouble for Burrow. Now, Burrow, one of his underrated skills, if you will watch some of his highlights, man, he gets out of some crazy stuff. He will dodge, I don't know, just duck under people and then somehow find a throw. That is crazy to me, that how he is able to do that. So that we'll probably get to see some of that today once Watt gets in there, because at some point today it's going to happen. It's going to, no matter what. But yeah, just make sure it is going to be on CBS today. So try to watch it if you can't. Look up the scores or something, but who day.